Go.
All right, I think we're ready. Can you hear me back there? Well, fantastic. We got something right. All right, I'm David Allmer. I'm chair of the Wake County Libertarian Party. And everybody's listening and focused now. And I'm also running for North Carolina House 40. Events that are coming up, Phil, are the State Fair from 12 to 21 October. 12 to 21 October.
13 to 21 October now.
Well, no, it was 11. It was tomorrow
right.
now. So, point brought up. The State Fair was going to start tomorrow. For those of you that haven't heard, it's going to start now Friday. The hurricane that's on its way up from Florida is going to make Thursday not so great for the fair setup. With that in mind, if you need tickets, if you're one of the people that has volunteered, you need tickets, just see Brad after the presentation. And we still have slots available. The fair is a great opportunity. I mean, we have, I think, 48 or 49 people running for office in the state of North Carolina that are libertarians. That was the second highest total in the nation. So, I mean, there's certainly good reason to work with fair and spread the good news. Other stuff, I mean, look, we're trying really hard to get the message out. Social media, canvassing signs. Do your friends a favor, as some people have already done. When the storm comes through on Thursday, you see a few signs down that are ours, just stop your car and put them back up without getting hit by a car. Yeah, so you only have to put up libertarian signs. You don't have to, don't take anyone's down. That's not legal. It's a misdemeanor, I believe. But please help get ours back up. They are getting noticed. I've had coworkers and other people notice. If you are interested in helping with social media, Amy Howard, where are you? Please, if you're pretty adept at social media, talk to Amy. If I get good reviews and you do a good job, Amy, you want
after the presentation
for your efforts. So please, Amy needs help. She's doing a lot of work for the McCain campaign right now, and Wake needs the help. Let's see what else I have here. Canvassing. This is probably one of the last weekends before early voting starts on the 17th, if we can get out there and canvass. I have paid positions available. So if you have teenagers who are in really good shape, you know, look, I have a few candidates that can put you to work. We're going to try to blanket a few neighborhoods. So definitely talk to me if you think you can step up and help that way. It's important. I mean, it's an awful election year, so voter turnout is going to be low. So anything we can do to get people out there will help. Let's see what else I have. Next event, there's no meetup next week, 17th of October. That's because early voting starting, and we'll be manning the fair. Alex Haynes, Americans for Prosperity, has an event. Ken Pankowski, who's taking pictures right now, will actually be speaking at that event. Ken, you'll be talking to everyone about how great it is to pay taxes, I believe.
Yes. Check voluntarily the U.S. Treasury.
Okay. I don't think I quite have my notes right for that, but that's 7 p.m. on Tuesday the 16th at the Fox and Hound. That should be a lot of fun. So now we'll get into our presentation. Look, I continue to, libertarians have always supported legalizing marijuana since I don't know how long. Seems to be moving a little slower in the state, but progress has been made, and people at the Hemp Store are here to talk to us about what is currently legal in this state and some of the benefits provided. I know a couple of you have talked about CBD oil and other stuff and how it's actually helped people in your own family already. So, important topic. With that.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming out and showing support for us. We all are employees at the Hemp Store. We are located on, Old Alberti Road in Knightdale, and then we are also in Wake Forest on Durham Road. So we've just prepared a little presentation, kind of giving you a rundown. CBD, it seems to be a very hot topic nowadays. A lot of news articles in the news, everything like that. So, yeah, quick introduction. My name is Rachel Marr. I'm currently a junior at Campbell University down in Bailey Creek. Roll home. So Campbell love. Very few, I will say. We're a very small university. So I'll pass the mic to our other.
Definitely. So my name is Paige Roper. I've been an employee for the Hemp Store. I was one of the first ones hired. So I've seen a lot of people transition into trying new things, especially CBD as a natural alternative for a lot of people that need, a lot of different accommodations to their lifestyles. And it seems to be a booming business. We have 3 stores now all year. So we've really just taken off and seem to help a lot of people, and we're really passionate about what we do. And it seems to be a great field to be a part of and to see it in America, or see it in North Carolina. It really seems but I ran food server and I did get a certification in sustainable agriculture. So I have seen how plants are grown. I do understand a lot about the health benefits
Hello, my name is Tyler Marty. I've been working in the industry for a few years now. I'm part of the Hemp Store. I opened the second location of Wake Forest. I've been able to see the hemp industry grow over the past few years, documenting some of the processes, the events that have been going on, helping really show what this is to the farmers, to the people, to the community that need hemp and CBD. It's been really great to see it come to this point where there's a lot of people really interested. We hope that we can answer all the questions that you guys have tonight and you with a little bit more that you may not have come in knowing.
So I guess we can start out with, some people kind of have an idea of what hemp is, but, hemp is going to be, it is typically found in the northern hemisphere, and it is a variety of sativa plant. A lot of people think, oh, it has, two different moods, like, marijuana has indicas and sativas, but cannabis, in the form of CBD is just going to be that sativa plant. It has a lot of industrial uses. The cannabis is minuscule amounts of THC. We're talking 0.3%. It has zero psychoactive effects in that amount, so no one is getting high as marijuana can do with that psychoactive ingredient. So a lot of people function, use it in their daily lives, and see a lot of feel-good benefits from the cannabis plant. But that legal limit is the 0.3. Anything above that, is considered illegal. So it is something we do, at the Hemp Store, we make sure we've had it third-party tested. Nothing is above that limit. So everyone has a safe and secure product. And then we even have some that have taken out the THC. So if anyone is drug screened still at work or anything like that, they know 100% they're safe to try this cannabis alternative.
All right, so now we'll kind of break down the whole medical side of it, so the body side. So essentially everybody, just like you have an endocrine system, which is going to balance your hormones, you also have an endocannabinoid system. And that's going to take place with these molecules known as cannabinoids. So the endocrine system kind of works as a key and lock receptor. So you have these receptors throughout your bodies, and essentially CBD is going to be the key for them. So they're going to bond to these receptors, and they're going to give you the benefits via that way. It acts as a bridge between the mind and the body. So here is a nice little chart of the receptors and kind of where they are located within the human body. You can see them all. We have CD1, CD2, it's a great resource to look at. You guys are more than welcome to take pictures of at any point. Please do not feel shy to do that at all. So next we're going to talk about CBD. So CBD is cannabidiol, and it is a chemical compound that is found within the cannabis plant. Now, you can find CBD in marijuana, but you can also find it in hemp. And all the CBD that we deal with is 100% from the industrial hemp plant. So there's over 120 different cannabinoids in the body. CBC, CBG, CBAs, you're even going to have your THCs, and that's going to be your tetrahydrocannabinoid. And that is what is going to be responsible for the psychoactive effects. Now, don't get me wrong, THC is wonderful. It has so many health benefits on its own. But right now, we only are allowed at that 0.3%, so we will work with that 0.3%. Here's an awesome chart. Essentially, each of these columns are going to be cannabinoids within the plant, and then the words next to them are going to be the medical elements they have seen to alleviate with. So like before, Payne kind of touched on, we have two kinds of products. We have full spectrum, which are going to include all of the cannabinoids, including that trace amount of THC, and then we're also going to have that broad spectrum, which has completely isolated the THC out of the compounds.
So the NC pilot program, it was set up in 2016. A lot of people think, I've only heard about CBD like in the past 3 or 6 months that people are starting to use it and really like it. But it has been around for a little while. Farmers wishing to grow this industrial plant, have to have a license for it. As part of the application process, you have to have your coordinates, and you can come to your farm and analyze anything they want. Everything does get herbicide, pesticide, making sure it's a safe product for people to use. The law of the industrial limit is at 0.3%. Again, if anyone goes above that limit, they will actually do a burning use. That is an agricultural law for them. They will burn it down to that. But that chemical, has been shown to their life will increase like a high or something like that, and no one experiences that. So we do have cloning facilities. If you've ever been a part of NC State or know about their agricultural program, they have actually started having classes on industrial hemp with the hemp plant itself. And we do have Founders Hemp, East Coast Genetics, Tribal Hemp, and Army Farms. We have worked with a lot of these people. Their farms, see exactly what they are talking about, and their experience growers, way before hemp. These people have been growing a lot of other commodities that have found this great niche that they can turn something into with a very minimal amount of water and space. And it's a very we're doing cheese seeds and corn straws, so you cannot just
Hold the mic a little closer.
So you cannot just go to any state or anything like that to obtain funds. You have to make sure it's licensed, documented, having all the NSDA information related to the growth. But you can make sure they have that license and get the strains that you particularly acquire. Some have certain feelings of certain terpenes, which are kind of the essential oils of the plant. That promote certain moods. You pick, if you're someone who feels anxiety, at my job, a lot of people have anxiety or stress, and they're like, oh, I want to get calm or relax, and certain strains, or strands will produce that for you. And then some people deal with depression and are very tired, and they want to get up and do things, or they deal with pain, and they just want that comfort and energy at the same time. More precise, in this little realm where you haven't even gone into, the medical marijuana with maybe in that higher percentage of THC, but literally the percent of THC in a cannabis plant is like 5 to 35%. That is not like a marijuana plant is 100% THC. It's always going to have CBD in it as well. So having those together, All right, so here's a quick little breakdown of the anatomy of the cannabis plant. So marijuana or hemp are going to have the same anatomy. Essentially, you're going to have the flower, and in the flower, that's where the chemical compounds, the cannabinoids, are going to be held. We do have three, well, we don't, excuse me, but the companies that are making these products have 3 extraction methods. They can either do a butane extraction, a lipid extraction, or an ethanol extraction. So essentially, at high pressures, at high volumes, you can secrete all these oils out, and then that's where the molecules are going to be held. Some of these products are going to be oil-based, just so the molecules have something they can be suspended in, something to hold them, and a way for us to ingest it as well. The other plant provides lots of other things on its own. The stalks are great for fibers. A lot of clothing have been made out of it. Hemp has existed for over 20,000 years, has over 20,000 different uses for it. Anything from rope to textiles to seeds. There's actually this really cool product out there now called hempcrete. And it's essentially the stalk of the cannabis plants and an alkaline solution, so a lime solution. They've actually made a concrete alternative out of it. So we see a lot of houses being built with that now. It's going to provide that antimicrobial, that antifungal, along with being much, much better for the environment. And then over here we just have the structure of CBD itself. So you can see all the hydrogens and oxygens. This is a great resource as well if you wanted to take a picture. It kind of can break down the parts of the hemp plant that are going to provide you specific things. So we see everything from food to oil to fibers and treatment as well. So, of course, you're going to get the medicine side as well from that CBD. Some awesome CBD products that we do have are going to be the tinctures, which are pure oil extractions that are done in that way Rachel was just talking about. CO2, lipid, a lot of different forms you can get it in. We mostly sell CO2 extraction. We found it's one of the purest ways you can get in oil. And we sold Charlotte's Web, which is one of America's most trusted CBD oils. I mean, they sold to over 1 million people. From fibromyalgia to sciatic nerve pain, from anxiety to anything. I sold it for that. It's just everyone, with dosaging, we're not doctors, so we really can't tell people what to do. We don't have a blood type or anything like that. But we do have a nice WakeLP Caring is an online organization that does have studies with this. And we do have a dosing chart we can show people. So you have a little bit of the guidance on how much to take to hopefully notice some effects. But the oils are generally the best. They are absorbed into your bloodstream, which goes to your mucous membrane, which gives it a very pure effect. It's not going to be traced or lost throughout your digestive system. This acid breaking it down. So tinctures and purest way, I like to tell people they can do CBD. And then smokables are going to be, something that goes into your nervous system very fast and immediate. But smoking anything, people argue, is that good for me? And it's like, well, I'm not going to say smoking is good for you, but ingesting CBD in general is. And we found a lot of people get fast relief from it. Seem to be very quick effects. And then as well as the ingestibles. I love these, being able to have a longer effect in your digestive system, that 4 or 5 hours. I've sold a lot of Charlotte's Web capsules for heart disease because they have IBS, and that inflammation in their gut really bothers them. And having those capsules and that disperse right there in their digestive system, really saves them one. We did mention some brands that we specifically carry. There are tons and tons and tons of them out there. We just think love these a lot, and we have definitely sold a lot of them. So we get good feedback. All these products are great, and everyone seems to benefit from them. So now we're going to talk about kind of the future for North Carolina and cannabis in general. So of course, the big, pushing, driving factor is going to be that economic growth. Although we have seen that Colorado has done an amazing job with legalization and the economic revenue that they have been bringing in. I did find a statistic that they have gained over $2 million in 1 month alone just from the taxation on marijuana products. The tax is around 13%, so they are definitely bringing in revenue, which is going to go to streets, transportation, schooling, everything like that. Along with the creation of jobs, so dispensaries opening, shops like us opening, and then you're going to need the whole growing side as well. So especially in North Carolina, and this is what kind of initially got me into it. So out in Campbell University in Harnett County, we have acres and acres and acres on land. So my interest kind of first sparked as doing a school project for this. And I figured, why are we having all this unused land? We could easily implement hemp into it and get a big product from it. So that's really what kind of sparked my product, and then I found all the other parts of it. And I definitely see it going for a long time and doing a lot of good for the surrounding community as well. So the future with NC Cannabis, is to eventually legalize that, medical marijuana possibly, if that's what people are comfortable doing. We see the CBD side already affecting so many people in these medical realms where they tell us, we're not on prescription medications anymore. Not that, pharmaceutical companies don't do a wonderful job with things. It's just that some people find a tendency with things, tendencies for medications not to work anymore, as well as they used to be. And having
Quick, give her a pill.
An alternative that is not addictive. It's just really wonderful. It only benefits you as far as a lot of other businesses. It has a million side effects just on every commercial. You might take this medication but have 30 possible outcomes. The only outcome with cannabis in general is just you get tired. This is not really enough to pass out of the year. But that is definitely something we can tell people is that high amounts of tired seems to be a myriad of that, but it's a very wonderful safe alternative to so many other things that people have gotten comfortable with. But my boss, personally, Tanya Duran, who owns the Hemp Store in Raleigh, she did tell me she had severe migraines. Some that she had 3 children to go to work, and she started taking Charlotte's Web t-shirt, and it just changed her life. She's able to go to work and have migraines for 2 years. For her, it's pretty much a preventative. And then fibromyalgia, I've seen so many people that are swollen, and they're inflamed all over, and it's like, why are you doing that? And they come in and have wonderful experiences with us. So we've seen it do anything across the board, and if you look into more into research, it's been done in a lot of other states and sees very wonderful for We also on the side just put kind of a quick qualifying conditions that when we do turn over to medical, essentially if you have pre-existing conditions like this, you can go to your healthcare provider, talk to them, and see that maybe cannabis is a healthy alternative for you to try out and see kind of how your body reacts. So we did put that kind of on the side there. Just can read through it real quick. We want to thank you guys so much for coming. Tonight, it was a really great experience for us to get asked to do this. We started out just as people who are wanting just to help people live happier and healthier lives and enjoy seeing people come in and want to try something new and just have a great experience. So we're seeing the industry take off as a whole. I don't know any businesses that have 3 stores in 1 year and just really grow quickly, and it's because of only business. So we hope to flourish more and help more people, and hope that the stigma of cannabis and marijuana can be lost, because a lot of the good beneficial qualities, just like having health and helping the environment, are kind of one of the biggest things that all humans should do for one another. So I think it's a great place to be. We also brought some products to kind of show you guys what you might be looking at if you come into one of our stores or ever shopping for CBD in general. And we brought some honey sticks, we showed an oil, we have some gummies as well. Tyler is going to bring those up to us. I also do have business cards for our store that I will need on some of these tables. you guys have any questions, we'll be happy to answer it. I hope that we can for you tonight.
If you want, I'll run the microphone around for questions.
Awesome. I'm gonna
All
put
right.
these right here for you.
Your both are questions. Will there be questions?
Would you like to
Hi.
pass these down around the table?
Oh, thank you.
These are just for looking
A little bit more about the legislation, the 2016 legislation that allowed you to
around you guys as well.
operating in North Carolina, and what can we do? Is there any legislation out there to ensure that you keep doing what you're doing that we can support? So as far as what the industrial hemp pilot program has done, it's really ensured farmers that states and as long as they grow that product that those regulations and constantly have those certifiers come up and check their products. But now that is in place, a lot of people are less afraid of having it backlash on them or having that worry that it is a pilot program, it's federal research. Experience that people find, maybe people die out, maybe something else will happen, but with this 2018 Farm Bill, there's a lot of things that didn't come into it. Industrial is actually an agricultural commodity for 2 months. So that really changes and gets frustrating, and don't have to worry about any backlash on it. It's really exciting. I think we people have seen the great growth and the wonderful things that we do business side as well as health side. But with that Farm Bill, that's going to be what ensures that safety for all farmers, and then from that point on, as a business standpoint, we will know your farmers will go everywhere, so we'll have that contract, and then that's always and then franchising is always an option. The industry and any sponsors, and then we're going to do as well. You have to get a license for it, and those are wonderful resources you find on the HCI department website. They will have legislative content themselves on our PowerPoint. I'm not sure if David shared it online, or you guys can find it. But I can set up all the links with the actual articles, so you can click on it and read for yourself and just know everything you need, as well as go to the website.
Thank you.
The presentation will be available with the YouTube presentation that Brad will have online, and all that will be on Facebook, so that'll be available. Next question. Okay.
You mentioned that you've had people that have come off of medication, things like that. Maybe some people who come off of SSRIs more specifically, where they're using, maybe not primarily, but even just to get off of that medication. Have you seen that work?
So SSRIs, we like antidepressants, anti-anxieties. So I can actually tell you personal experience. This is kind of about being to the whole CBD side. So I struggled for years. I mean, of course, everyone goes through anxiety, depression, everything like that. And I had seen medical treatment for it, and I put on tens and tens of different kinds of medications. Certainly, Prozac, Zoloft, anything out there, I tried. I always had these awful side effects. And one big one that stood out to me was I had unconditional night sweats. And I tried CBD. I kind of, like, where am I not? And about 2 weeks into it, I saw the night sweats. So depending on the element that you are working with, CBD might take a different factor. So something with an anti-inflammatory can lead to results 2 to 3 days. Something that's more neurologically underlying leads to so we have had a lot of patients that do come in that are on anti-anxiety. They don't want to be on this long term, they want to get off the natural alternative. Thank you.
All right, we have a question.
Yes.
Oh,
you got it.
Is there anybody in the legislature that has been sympathetic to what you guys are doing?
Currently, as far as specific names, I do not have one, but if you look at the past legislation that's gone over the past few years, North Carolina has gotten closer and closer to passing medical bills in particular, and the fact that we have a hemp bill this early on and that we've done so well with it is a great indicator that our government and our legislator is quite on board with cannabis in general, and especially hemp.
Because I noticed West Virginia is kind of a few steps ahead of us legislation.
Yeah, but as far as farming and getting the industries and processors going, North Carolina is starting to take ahead. But everybody's government is taking it a little bit differently.
Hi, great presentation. I have a couple questions. Are there any groups partnering with you, like North Carolina Farm Bureau? And my second part of the question is farming and lobbying against you?
So in With the Hemp Store, we are not currently partnered with anybody. We are just ourselves in individual stores. But of course, you know, we are working with local North Carolina farmers. We actually just brought in flour, a product, so like part, from a farm out in Slate. It's actually 10 minutes from Canada, which is kind of cool for me. What was the second part of the question, sorry?
It's big farm and a lot of against you.
Us individually, I wouldn't say specifically, but in general, the whole kind of cannabis movement has seemed to have some bad oil. I know they did just come out with that anti-epileptic medication, I will say, it's like epidiolex, excuse me. So that is going to be, of course, THC marijuana molecule case. Whether they can rule that it is specifically marijuana and if they can patent that, then it's going to take a little bit more precision. It's kind of hard to put a code on a plant. Yeah.
And definitely, you know, with that question being said, big pharma, we have people that come in our work all the time and say, people are going to come in here and shut you down. And we're like, no, I mean, we have talked to the sheriff's departments when we get there. It was really cool that Secretary actually did show up to our stores. Said that one of the representatives for Charlotte's Web, which I'm sure we sell, came by and gave him a bottle of oil to the entire police department, trying to get that stigma out. And it definitely seemed to influence him, and he saw a lot of benefits from it. But as far as big pharma goes, you know, that pretty much, in my personal opinion, is what's making it slower. Because it has, you know, through research, and no one can die from it. Doesn't have any harmful side effects. As for, you know, a lot of the medications have faster effects, but side effects. As for, you know, I'm very holistic in remedies that I feel like, you know, in an emergency situation, yes, we need our hospitals and our wonderful doctors to help us get back on our feet. If there's a natural alternative to our bodies healthy together, you know, we should definitely have those options available to us.
I'll add to that, the FDA, basically pre-1994, if you were a supplement, this came up in another presentation we had. So pre-94, you were a supplement back then. Cannabis is after that. So that is a danger, right? And money and politicians being what they are, it's not inconceivable what you're concerned about. Joey, you have a question?
I did just want to add on real quick, so sorry. Specifically about the North Carolina Farm Bureau, farmers cannot work with the Bureau, and they cannot get crop insurance. And that is actually a really big deal, as you can tell this year with the hurricanes. A lot of farmers lost a lot of acres. The ability to get coverage for things that people that grow corn and soybeans for farmers is a pretty big deal for those things that they cannot get right now. And that's a continuing issue with all the things that people in the cannabis industry cannot get, like banking, insurance, and other things. So, no, unfortunately not.
My question is, Charlotte's Web is a trademark. Has THC. Your signature, I'm assuming.
Yes, ma'am. So Charlotte's Web, the story I actually am pretty aware of. So it started actually in North Carolina. We had a young girl named Charlotte, and she suffered from epilepsy. She could not seek medical. Brothers. Essentially, that was incorporating this, the cannabis oil into her. Whether it originally did start with THC, their levels was above that 0.3%. That is Colorado's deal. In North Carolina, we only have that 0.3%, so we are legally only allowed to sell their CBD version. So that is going to be the CBD derived from the industrial hemp plant. It just so happens that the strands of hemp are going to grow with up to 0.3% THC.
In your flyer, you don't have a pricing schedule? Are you going to give out something, or are there links to that?
A pricing schedule? So all of our prices, I mean, any product, they all are on our website. We do have most links to all of the websites where you can see the products that we carry, or at least the brands that we carry. We are going to be doing a little bit more with our social media as well to kind of generate and show the products that we do have. So if you guys find us on Facebook, on Instagram, like that, we are going to be updating more and more recently, so you can kind of see all that we do offer.
One last question.
Yes, ma'am.
My son, we put him on Charlotte's Web, the type of version of for his seizures, and he was in the 1/3 that does not respond. So,
Can we elaborate?
Yeah. So it is something very new. You know, since we are not, you know, medical marijuana, we don't know your blood type. We don't know, you know, how your metabolism works and things like that. Some have a rapid metabolism, some don't. It is about finding that brand that works well for you. Certain cannabinoids like CBG, CBN, CBA, they are specifically for certain things like muscle-spasms or nausea or inflammation or antibacterial. And if you pick the right CBD components of it, then you're going to have a more targeted direction for your specific instance. But sometimes, you have to try a few different oils to figure out which ones have that majority of CBD, CBN. If you ever, happen to want to research more into which cannabinoids you might particularly need for a certain ailment, you could have that research, and then anytime you ask someone for an oil, they should have lab test results. So you can see if that has that percentage of CBG or CBN that you particularly want for whatever type of situation you're trying to help treat with a natural alternative. But that will give you some insight into that.
My daughter has epilepsy, and she's previously been on palmetto hormone. We have to go off of that because of interaction with some of the other. But my wife and I were there to the site to see that Epidiolex had been approved by the FDA and been Schedule 5 by the. You see that scheduling of a product by a traditional pharmaceutical as being competition, or is that kind of a sign of perhaps people being more open to using it?
I would like to say that I do think that it's a great thing to have any type of cannabis promoted. I think that that's a good move. As far as pharmaceutical companies, with creating that particular thing, it might be extracted and maybe without natural methods. I don't know if many people know about GMOs or things like that, genetically modifying things. More and more people do seem to want to know more about that. And a lot of, pharmaceutical companies don't really abide by environmentalist standpoints, more of a, trying to get a particular compound out. A lot of pharmaceutical things, just from what I researched, generally there's all those kind of side effects. So any pharmaceutical company, me personally, I would trust as much as just the knowledge I knew about a natural product, because I've seen it, it might work great, and then all of a sudden a year later, your liver's having problems, or something like that, and then it wasn't. But as far as the complications, like with your medications, you realize it's going well together. A lot of people ask that all the time, and we do say, take a couple hours apart, let your system have that time to process it at a separate time. But finding that product that works well for you is going to open up so many more opportunities if you switch to a medical marijuana instance, because you will get exactly what you're looking for. Generally, they have all that knowledge to help you with that. But I do think it's a great thing. I don't know anything about it yet, honestly. When it gets here and if it does a wonderful thing for people, I'm happy for it. But we definitely see people having a lot of different options for medications. Everything's different. So what if that doesn't work well for them or someone else? They can come to us for a CBD oil that works well for them. So just everyone having options is always a really good thing.
My question may be more for David than for you. Where can I get a copy of your t-shirt?
Oh, I didn't even see that. I love that.
So that shirt is available on artofsedition.com. Artofsedition.com. You can buy that and many other wonderful libertarian themed shirts like the one I'm wearing as well.
I will say again, we rely heavily on social media, our budget not being in the tens of millions. If you want to get noticed on social media, you have to have something that people are interested in clicking on. You have this t-shirt on while you're talking about marijuana laws or the criminal code. This isn't even really a question. I'll just point out two things. If marijuana is legal, a whole bunch of people who are criminals are not criminals anymore. So flat out, for the criminal justice and the perspective of not putting people in jail, and Colorado's own tax department reported 247 million last year. Wow. So it's not 2 million a month. That is, they're basically, put that in perspective. North Carolina spends about $23 billion a year. So if you're concerned about paying teachers more, legalizing marijuana keeps a bunch of people out of jail, it saves you money. It keeps them out of the criminal justice system. And bonus, not that I'm a big fan of taxes, but it is a revenue stream that you can use for our public schools. So it's a win across the board, even if you don't use CBD oil or don't smoke marijuana or don't intend to. It's such a gimme issue. And it's amazing how many voters, when you knock on doors, even people you wouldn't expect. I've knocked on quite a few doors now looking for the under 30 child in the house and gotten the parent. And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. They're like, people who I wouldn't expect in the mid-50s are just like, yeah, it's time, it's done. Legalize it. So, any more questions?
I can show you some real quick.
Oh, yeah, you already had one. You got one turn.
Are the oils just for ingestion, like maybe topicals, or their creams? Yeah, so we do have topicals as well. I will let Pam kind of touch on the oils for topical use. Definitely. So as far as the CBD oil, that pure extract, being in ingestible form like a tincture, you can buy oils that have certain strengths that you can apply topically. The real good thing about having processors for CBD is you don't have to rub straight oil on if you don't want to. It can be in a lotion form, a salve. It can be in massage oil form. You just want to try to find that dosage and figuring out the milligrammage, how strong you need it to be. You can use isolate, which is another cool thing. It's pretty much an extracted version of the CBD you can add to food, drink, anything you want, lotions. And you can add that strength and figure out what that sweet spot is. But we do have a lot of different topicals. The Combined Harmony was up on the screen as well. It sells very much for isolate areas of pain and eczema. And it has worked wonders for a lot of people. But we do have many alternatives to oil, lotion, salves, and you can even pick up for
So when someone comes into the store, do you guys have a consultant to speak to? Do you have, how does the process work?
So when you come into our store, lucky you get to talk to one of us. We definitely go above and beyond to kind of get that connection with the customer because you are talking about medical problems. I have had many customers move to tears. I have one that actually stands out in my mind. Her name is Miss Donna. She was recently diagnosed with shingles and she came in as extremely after. She said how scared she was about all these medications she was about to be put on if they weren't going to help her. So we got her squared away, we got her set up with some tinctures, some topicals, and she even did get some edibles. And she left in good spirits, with definitely good hopes. She came back a week later and broke down in tears. And she called me her angel, and all I did was tell her the information that was already out there. So that is definitely one that hits home for me. We have tons of moms that come in with kids with Down syndrome, ADHD. They're just not wanting to put them on these medications where they just haven't found one that is definitely going to work. And if they're able to do it naturally, why not? Why are we depriving these people? Yes, and we definitely have a lot of resources there. We have that cannabinoid chart that we had on so they can kind of figure out if they want to keep that full spectrum with that trace amount of THC or if they just wanted to stick to that broad spectrum. We also do have that dosing chart. It's actually a nonprofit in Colorado known as the Realm of Caring. You guys are more than welcome to go Google that, anything like that. They provide that dosing chart for us. Essentially, it's a formula with your height and weight, kind of other elements that you are going to be working with. But essentially, it's going to give you a milligram that is your dosage.
Dosaging is interesting because people can be so different. I'm sensitive to medications or I'm not sensitive. I'm somebody who's pediatric person for a headache. It does vary. So we generally tell people, we're not doctors, we legally can recommend. It'd be nice if everyone wants a sure answer. And we just give them this chart because this is all we can do. Because we're not going to diagnose anyone. But they do see that chart. Usually if you start in that realm of for about 7 months, and it seems to be pretty accurate. A lot of people, 90% of the time I'll say, get the benefits when they use that amount. If they take too little, they say, oh, I didn't know so much. And yeah, well, if you can take as much as you chart. Like I said, and generally if you at least follow some sort of guideline, you can find good benefits out of it. But as far as when you come in, we just greet you, show you our different products, tell you the ones that have THC and the ones that don't, because that's a very important thing for people to know. We've heard a lot of people come in, oh, I went to this big store, or I went to this shop, and they didn't really tell me much about it, and I failed my drug test at work. And it's like, oh, well, that's terrible. We don't want anyone to have a bad instance like that. So we have a lot of options for everyone, make sure everyone's knowledgeable of what they're getting into before they leave the store.
All right. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate it. Great presentation. Worth waiting on my part. I only have one pint glass, so you guys can fight over it. But I do have 3 gift certificates. I noticed you guys have been basically not able to enjoy a burger and beer and everything else. So
thank you.
please come back at some other point. It's a great place. We always get great service from Santana, wherever she went, and Joe and Alan. So we love it here. Hope you guys can come back. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Thank you.